far. So in this lesson, we're going to look at using some plugins on a couple of vocal samples that I found in Apple Loops. So here are the two samples that I found. So they've both got some effects on them already. They both got a lot of reverb. So adding reverb to something just makes it sound as in it's in a larger space than it actually is. So there's a lot of reverb on those two vocals. So I've dragged them both into my project and I've just placed them on audio tracks. Now I don't need the full sample. I don't need every bit of audio here. So I'm going to zoom in. So I'm just going to use the first one. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to type Z. And we get a nice big view of it. In fact, let me just close the Apple Loops. So let's do that again. Okay, so it fills up the whole screen. Now let's have a listen to it with the rest of the track. Okay, so it fits very nicely. I was just browsing the Apple Loops library for ages until I found something which I liked the sound of. So I'm probably going to turn it down a little bit. It's a bit loud, so I'm just going to use the volume slider here. I just want it more in the background there. Now I don't want everything, I just really want the first half of it. About there. So all I need to do is just go to the bottom right of the audio and drag it back. So I might even drag it back more than that. Cool, and then just catch the last bit. Yeah, that's good. So let's listen to it soloed. So at the end of that sample there was a little pop because I cut the end off too quickly. So all we need to do to get rid of that is type T for toolbar and then fade tool. And I'm just gonna cut the end off like that. So it just fades out the end. Now it should get rid of the pop. There we go. So it's nice and smooth now. Okay, so to that sample, I'm going to add some effects to it. Okay, so I'm going to do this via the inspector. So you need to click on the right track. So I'm on the right track now, right here. So now everything I do here is going to affect this track. So it's Yasmin Melody 08 and that's what's highlighted. So what I need to do is I need to come down to this section here where it says audio effects. And we're just going to go through a few different effects. So the first thing I'm going to do is add some reverb. So let me open, I'm going to click audio effects and we're going to go down to reverb. And to keep it simple, we're just going to use the Space Designer and we're going to go to stereo. So the Space Designer, very powerful plugin. So the view is very small there. So if you need to change the view, I'm going to put it up to 100%, that's better. Okay, so just giving you the basic rundown of how to use a reverb. The amount of reverb is controlled here by the wet. So if this is on 0, you won't hear any difference. However, now let me turn the wet up and play it again. So it's just that tail at the end. Let me turn it up even more. So I quite like the sound of that. However, I might experiment with some more reverbs. So that's done via this menu here. We're going to go where it says factory default. And you have a choice of options here. So I want it to be quite a big reverb, as if it's in a big building or a big hall. So I'm going to go large spaces and we'll go halls. And we'll try choir hall, the first one here. And it changes to this preset. So let's have a listen to it as it comes up. So that's more accurate to what I want. I'm just going to turn the wet up a bit and try again. Yeah, that's good. I want the length of it to be I want it to tail off for a bit longer. So the length is already at max. So what I'll do is I'll put the size up to just make it a bigger reverb, and I'll turn the wet up as well. Yeah, that is more like it. Okay, let me play that with the rest of my track. Cool. So if you want to bypass any of your presets, just hover over them and click the off button, and now it's turned off. So let's compare before and after the reverb has been added. So this is before, and this is after. Nice. So it's just very smooth, just sits nicely in the background. So if you want to experiment with any other types of reverbs, go up to the top menu, and there's absolutely loads of them. Maybe we can try one more. So let's try reflective hall. I'll do the same thing. I'll just turn it up a bit, and I'll turn the size up a bit. That might be even better, actually. Yeah, that's cool. I might actually put this fade even more extreme to about there. Bit more. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. Cool. So it's got a really big tail on the end of it. And this is without. And with. Nice. Okay, so I'm really liking the sound of that first sample. Let's go to this second sample here, and let's see what we can do with this one. So there was only a short period that I liked of this sample. Let's have a listen to it. I only want the last bit there. Let's just, I'm going to just drag the start point back this time. I think it's there. Nice. It's actually already got a nice tail on it on the end of it. Again, it cuts off a bit suddenly, so I'll just do a fade at the end. So I've already used reverb on this first sample here. So this one I'm going to use some delay. So I'm going to click on the track header, I'm going to go to audio effects, I'm going to go down to delay, and we'll try just an echo. So this is essentially what a delay is, it's just an echo. So again, if I turn the wet all the way down, you won't hear any difference. And let's turn it up and try again. So it repeats the sample again. So let me edit let's go to the factory default. So I'm going to try one of these presets. So this one I'm going to do half, yeah, here we go, half note repeats. Let's try this one. Yeah, that seems to be working well. The tail's quite long though. Let's have a listen. quite like it, it's just a bit too much. So what we'll do is we'll turn the feedback, that's how long the repeats last for. So let's just turn it way down to like 60%, and we'll turn the wet down a bit as well. Let's try again. I think that could be more like it. Let's hear it with the rest of the track. Audio effects, we'll go to delay, and we'll try a tape delay. So the tape delay, again, if we turn this down to 0, the wet, we won't hear any difference to the sound. And if I turn it up, so it's very subtle there. Let me turn it up even more. Yeah, so we're probably not getting the best use out of this. So let's try some presets. We'll try factory default, and we'll try a quarter note feedback. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. So you can hear it kind of plays the original signal over and over, the original audio sample over and over. So let's listen to that just soloed. So it's quite a different effect to reverb. So let's listen to the reverb and then the delay, so you can hear the difference between the two. So I hope that illustrates what the difference between the two is. So now I'm going to move this over to the second half of my verse. So let's see if these fit in well with my song. Okay, so I'm just going to drop it in from just before the verse here. Let's have a listen. Actually add another effect, which is called EQ. So this is basically where we are editing the frequency range. So there's a few too many low frequencies for me. So what we can do is we can click here underneath the tape delay, and we're going to go to EQ, and we're going to go to channel EQ. So let me play the sample, and we can actually see a kind of visual representation of the frequency spectrum of the sound. Okay, so that's the frequency. So it's mainly in the middle. There's not a lot of piercing high range notes, like there's no hiss really, and there's not a lot of bass. It's all in the middle. So I want to cut out basically every bit of low information up to about here. So I'm going to use a low cut. So you'll see here we have different shapes that we can use to boost or cut the EQ. So let me boost everything up here, and just to give you an example, so I'm boosting all the high frequencies. And let me turn that off. So it just boosted all the high frequencies. It actually made quite a nice difference. So I might keep that in. Let me just boost up the low frequencies just so you can hear the difference between the two. So I'll just boost this up. turn it off so you can hear the difference. So you can hear that the lower frequencies are really exaggerated when you turn that. I'm going to leave that off because I don't want that many low frequencies. So I'm actually going to cut. So I'm going to use this shape here, and I'm going to cut all the way. So I'm cutting out all the low frequencies basically, and just having the high frequencies. Let's listen to it now. So we can turn off the EQ here. So this is without the EQ. And this is with. So I've kind of accentuated the higher frequencies and cut out the low frequencies. Let's hear it with the rest of the track now. So I'm going to add in one more instrument, I think, and add some effects to it. So I'm going to try and find some sort of keys, some piano sound. So I'm going to go to keyboards, and we're going to try any of these. I'll probably just have a browse through and change it up, but we'll go for reversing mood keys, and we'll press Command K to open up our MIDI keyboard. So that's too low, so let's put the octave up. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to create a pattern region here, MIDI region actually, and I'll probably just do something around here. So we'll open that up so it's 2 bars long, double click. So I'm going to use the brush tool here, and I know that my key signature is C sharp natural minor, and we'll use the brush tool. So that is T and brush tool. I'm going to change this to quarter notes, and let's just, so we can actually be really experimental. We can just click anywhere, so because it will quantize to C sharp natural minor. Okay, let's give this a go. Let's just see what it sounds like. So I'm going to use my mouse tool and just move stuff around. So I'll get rid of that last one. In fact, I'm going to change the octave. So let's highlight everything. Select Command A, Shift Option down. That's not. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll lengthen these last two out. Okay, very nice. So that was just a quick idea. So I'll just show you how to add some reverb and delay to this channel. So I'm going to go underneath here. So there's already some other effects on it. So I'm going to go to underneath compressor. We're going to add in a reverb. So I'll go down to reverb. We'll try Space Designer again. I'm not going to use a massive reverb this time, a bit of a smaller one. So we'll go medium spaces, we'll go rooms, and we'll try, let's just try tile room. Turn the wet up about there. Let's have a listen. Right, I'm not a big fan of that. Let's move on. Okay, so I'm happy with that sound, and let's add a little bit of delay as well. Just going to go down to my audio effects, and we'll go to delay, We'll try a delay designer this time. And let's just pick a random preset. So we'll try simple 8th note dotted basic pan. So I'll just turn the wet down a bit for this one. Okay, cool. So we've filled out the frequencies quite nicely. So let's move this over here and let's play the track from the beginning of the verse.